The gauge station's been reading wrong for 3 hours. I've checked it twice, cleaned the sensors, recalibrated the damn thing, even smacked it with my Craftsman wrench like Dad used to do when equipment got stubborn. River level's steady at 23.4 feet, same as yesterday, same as last week. But the frequency counter, that's what's got me staring at the laptop screen in the truck cab like it's gonna suddenly make sense. 48.7 hertz, then 51.2, then back to 47.9. River water doesn't oscillate. Not like this. Not with a consistent low-frequency wave pattern that my hydroacoustic sensors are picking up every 12 seconds. I've been doing this job for the Vicksburg District Corps of Engineers for 16 years, since I was 23 and thought monitoring water levels would be boring, steady work. Safe work after the refinery accident took my Uncle Tommy. Water's predictable. Water follows rules. This isn't following rules. My daughter, Lily, she's 7. She's at Riverside Elementary right now. 3rd period. Mrs. Kowalski's, no wait, Mrs. Henderson's class. Room 114, East Wing. The wing that faces the river, 50 yards from the bank where the school has that little dock for the environmental science programs. They were supposed to do water sampling today. Lily told me at breakfast, excited because she got to wear her rubber boots. I'm calling the school, reaching for my phone when the radio crackles. Jesse, you copy? That's Pete Drummond, works the Natchez station 60 miles south. We've been on the same shift rotation for 8 years. He sounds, his voice is tight. Pete doesn't get tight. Yeah, copy. You seeing the frequency readings? Jesse, we got a situation at the boat launch. You need to. There's something wrong with the water. Not something wrong with my equipment. Wrong with the water. What kind of wrong? Static. Then, the Guidry kid, Tommy Guidry 16, works at his dad's bait shop. He was pulling up minnow traps. He touched the water, Jesse. The radio cuts out. I'm already starting the truck. F-250, needs an alignment, pulls left when you brake hard. The gauge station can wait. Natchez is an hour south, but I'm thinking about Lily in that classroom 50 yards from the river. I get Pete back after 2 tries. Pete, what happened to the Guidry kid? He started shaking. Not like a seizure, like vibrating. Could see it, Jesse. His whole body buzzing. Then he collapsed. Water came out of his mouth. A lot of water. He wasn't drowning. It was like he was full of it. You call EMS? They're en route. But Jesse, when they tried to help him, when they touched him, some of the water splashed on Hernandez. The younger one. Rodriguez. Whatever his name is. Now he's shaking too. I'm not sure what that means. Not sure I want to figure it out. But I'm thinking about the frequency readings. 48.7 hertz. That's close to the resonant frequency of human tissue at certain densities. Learned that in a safety course about industrial vibration hazards. If you hit the right frequency, you can liquefy. No, that's insane. Rivers don't generate targeted harmonic waves. Pete, listen to me. Keep everyone away from the river. No one touches the water. No one touches anyone who touched the water. You understand? Jesse, what the hell is? Just do it. I'm calling the district office. I try Vicksburg first. Get voicemail. Try again. Voicemail. The emergency line connects me to Brenda Eckhart. She's been the admin coordinator longer than I've been alive. Remembers when they still used paper charts for flood predictions. Brenda, it's Jesse Cullens. I need to talk to whoever's on call for contamination protocols. Jesse, honey, that'd be Dr. Reeves, but he's in a meeting about the Gulf readings. There's some kind of phenomenon moving upriver from the Gulf? Moving upriver? That's what they're saying. NOAA's got boats out. Something about unusual subsonic activity in the water column. You need me to. I hang up. Pull up my own data feeds. The frequency readings aren't just at my station. They're showing up at every monitoring point from New Orleans to Memphis. Consistent wave pattern, moving north at about 8 miles per hour. Current speed of the Mississippi through this stretch. It's traveling with the water. My phone buzzes. Text from Linda, my ex-wife. She's got Lily on Tuesdays and Thursdays usually, but today's Wednesday. Today Lily's at school. Did you hear about the emergency alert? I haven't. I'm on rural towers out here. Service is shit unless your line of sight to. My phone buzzes again. Emergency alert. The text fills the screen. Emergency alert. River contact prohibited. All residents within 200 yards of Mississippi River must evacuate immediately. Do not touch river water. Do not approach anyone who has contacted river water. Resonant current moving northward. This is not a drill. Lily's school is 50 yards from the river. I'm driving. The truck pulls left when I brake, but I'm not braking. Highway 61 north toward Vicksburg, toward Riverside Elementary, where my daughter is wearing her rubber boots because they were going to do water sampling in third period. The radio's going crazy now. Multiple channels. Emergency services, core channels, even the civilian bands. Everyone's talking at once. Something about evacuations south of Natchez. Something about the Coast Guard pulling bodies from the water near New Orleans. Something about a resonance cascade that nobody understands. I understand one thing. Whatever's in that water is moving north at 8 miles per hour, and my daughter is in a building 50 yards from the bank. I call Linda. She answers on the first ring. Jesse, are you? I'm going to get Lily. You stay away from the river. The school called. They're evacuating. But Jesse, the alert said not to approach anyone who touched the water. What if? She's wearing boots. She's fine. She has to be fine. Linda's quiet for 3 seconds. Then, the water sampling was this morning. First period. She texted me a picture of the sample jars. My hands are shaking on the wheel. The frequency counter in my equipment bag is still beeping. 51.2 hertz, 49.8 hertz, 47.3 hertz, oscillating. Like a pulse. Did she touch the water? I don't know, Jesse. She just sent pictures of the jars. Mrs. Henderson was supervising. The school hasn't called back since the evacuation notice. I'm 20 minutes out. The river's visible from the highway here, wide and brown and slow-moving like it's been for 10,000 years. Nothing looks different, but my sensors say otherwise. The water's vibrating at frequencies that shouldn't exist in natural systems. Another text. This one from Pete. Gidry kid died. Rodriguez died. For more at the boat launch sick. Stay away from Natchez. Then, Jesse, they're not dead. Then, they're moving. My phone rings. Unknown number. I almost don't answer. But it might be the school. This is Jesse Cullens. Mr. Cullens, this is Dr. Reeves with the Core Vicksburg District. I understand you've been monitoring the frequency anomalies. Yeah, and I'm driving to my daughter's school right now because they were doing water sampling this morning, and I need to. Mr. Cullens, stop driving. Listen to me carefully. The wave pattern we're tracking originated in the Gulf approximately 8 hours ago. We believe it's a harmonic resonance cascade triggered by seismic activity in the Sigsbee Escarpment. The frequency is tuned to the density of human tissue suspended in water. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I understand. I don't want to understand, but I do. It liquefies them. Partially. The internal organs. But the effect appears to be, he pauses. Mr. Cullens, the individuals who've come into contact with the water are not dying in a conventional sense. They're changing. Their bodies are synchronizing with the resonant frequency. They're becoming extensions of the wave pattern. That's insane. Yes, but we've confirmed it across multiple sites. The affected individuals are moving in sync with the river current. They're spreading the contamination through direct fluid contact. And Mr. Cullens, the wave is accelerating. It's going to reach Vicksburg in approximately 40 minutes. Riverside Elementary. Lily. Room 114. Rubber boots. My daughter was near the river this morning. Dr. Reeves doesn't say anything for 3 seconds. Then, was she in direct contact with the water? I don't know. Mr. Cullens, if she was, you need to stay away. For your own safety. We're establishing quarantine protocols. Emergency services will. I hang up. The school's visible now. 2 miles ahead. I can see the bus loop, the flagpole, the east wing facing the river. There are buses. Lots of buses. Kids evacuating. That's good. That means they got the alert in time. But when I pull into the parking lot, tires squealing, truck still pulling left, I see Mrs. Henderson standing by the dock. She's just standing there, not moving. Her clothes are wet, and she's shaking, not trembling, vibrating. I can see it from 50 yards away. Her whole body moving so fast it blurs at the edges. 3 kids are near her, not close enough to touch, but close enough that I can see their faces. One of them is wearing rubber boots. Lily. She sees my truck, starts running toward the parking lot. She's not shaking, not wet. She's fine. She has to be fine. I'm out of the truck, running toward her. She's crying. Daddy, Mrs. Henderson fell in the water. We tried to help her, but she started. Did you touch her? Did any of the water touch you? No, we ran. But Daddy, she's... Behind Lily, Mrs. Henderson starts walking. Not toward us. Toward the river. Smooth, rhythmic steps like she's being pulled. She reaches the dock. Steps off into the water. Doesn't sink. She's standing in 4 feet of water like it's solid ground. Then she turns to face us. Her mouth opens. Water pours out. Not like vomiting, like a faucet. It hits the dock. Splashes. Some of it reaches the grass where 3 kids were standing. They start shaking. I grab Lily. Carry her to the truck. She's 7 years old, 53 pounds, wearing purple rubber boots and a Paw Patrol t-shirt. She's not vibrating. She's not wet except from tears. She's fine. She has to stay fine. Because Mrs. Henderson is walking out of the river now, and behind her, 2 of those kids are following her into the water, and I can hear that sound, that low-frequency hum that my sensors have been picking up all morning, and it's not coming from the equipment. It's coming from them. I'm running to the truck. Lily's crying, asking questions I can't answer. The F-250 starts, thank God it starts, and I'm driving away from Riverside Elementary. Away from the river. Away from Mrs. Henderson walking through water like it's solid ground. 3 miles to Washington High School. The evacuation center they announced on the emergency alert. I keep checking the rearview mirror, looking for figures following us, listening for that hum over the engine noise. Lily's quiet now. Shocked maybe, or she's just run out of questions. Either way, I'm getting her somewhere safe. Somewhere 3 miles from the river. Somewhere she can stay fine. The evacuation center is at Washington High School, 3 miles inland. They've got it set up in the gymnasium, cots, water bottles, those folding tables from the church basement. National Guards here. Showed up 20 minutes ago in trucks with Mississippi Emergency Management Agency logos. Lily's sitting on a cot, still wearing the boots. I checked her over 4 times. No water on her. No shaking. Temperature normal. 98.4 on the forehead thermometer the Red Cross volunteer had. The volunteer's name is Janet something. Used to work at the Piggly Wiggly on Washington Street before it closed last year. She's got 3 kids herself. Keeps looking at Lily like she's waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting too. Watching for any tremor. Any sign. Mr. Cullens? It's a guardsman. Young, maybe 25. Name tape says Williams. He's got a clipboard, and that look people get when they're following procedures they don't understand. Yeah, we need information about potential exposures. Your daughter was at Riverside Elementary during the incident. She was there. She didn't touch the water. She didn't touch anyone who touched the water. Williams makes a note. We're setting up a quarantine screening area. Standard protocol. Just need to verify. I already verified. She's clean. Sir, I understand, but we've got procedures. Dr. Hartwick is establishing the medical assessment area and... Who's Dr. Hartwick? CDC epidemiologist. Flew in from Atlanta this morning when NOAA started tracking the resonance pattern. She's the authority on. I need to talk to her. Williams glances at his clipboard. She's conducting assessments right now. If you can just... I'm a hydraulic engineer for the Corps. I've been tracking the frequency data since 0600. I need to talk to whoever's coordinating the technical response. That changes his expression. He radios someone. 2 minutes later, I'm following him through the hallways, past the art room where they've set up a command center with laptops and radios, past the cafeteria where they're distributing MREs, to the science lab. Dr. Hartwick is maybe 40, gray streak in her dark hair, wearing jeans and a CDC windbreaker over a Tulane t-shirt. She's got 3 laptops open, satellite imagery on one screen, frequency graphs on another. The third screen shows a map of the Mississippi River with red markers spreading north from the Gulf like a disease vector. She looks up when I walk in. You're Cullens? Williams said you've been monitoring the frequency data. Since this morning. Gauge station outside Vicksburg. I've got 8 hours of readings if you... Send them to this email. She writes it on a post-it note. What's your assessment? My assessment. Like I've got any idea what's actually happening. But I've been thinking about it during the drive, during the 4 times I checked Lily for symptoms, during the 20 minutes sitting in this gymnasium, watching people who don't know if their kids are infected. The wave pattern's consistent with harmonic resonance. It's traveling at current speed, which means it's suspended in the water column, not just surface propagation. Whatever triggered it, seismic activity in the Sigsbee Escarpment. We're seeing similar patterns in coastal waters across the Gulf, but the Mississippi's acting as a resonance chamber. The confined channel is amplifying the effect. How far north has it reached? She clicks to a different view on the map. As of 30 minutes ago, confirmed cases in Natchez, Port Gibson, and... She pauses. Looks at me. Vicksburg. Riverside Elementary. That's where your daughter was? She didn't touch the water. You're certain? She's not showing symptoms. Mr. Cullens, the incubation period appears to be nearly instantaneous for direct exposure. If she's not symptomatic now, she's likely clear. But anyone who was in contact with the water or with affected individuals, she pulls up another screen. Video footage from someone's phone camera. I can see a boat launch. Bodies in the water. Moving. All moving in sync, same rhythmic pattern, walking through water that should be over their heads. They're not drowning, I say. No. The resonant frequency is reorganizing their internal fluid distribution, replacing blood pressure and voluntary muscle control with synchronized wave motion. They're essentially becoming extensions of the current itself. That's insane. Except I watched Mrs. Henderson walk into the river and stand on water like it was solid. Watched her pour water out of her mouth like she was a container, not a person. Can it be stopped? We don't know. Noah's attempting to disrupt the resonance pattern with counter-frequency broadcasts, but the wave is self-sustaining. It's feeding on the biomass of affected individuals. Every person who touches the water becomes another resonator, amplifying the effect. My phone buzzes. Text from Pete. Natchez is gone. Hold downtown. Stay away from the river. I show Dr. Hartwick. She reads it, nods like this confirms something she already suspected. We're evacuating everyone within 200 yards of the river. But Mr. Cullens, the problem is scale. How many people live within that zone between here and Memphis? I know the answer. Part of my job, population analysis for flood evacuations. Vicksburg proper, maybe 8,000, but you include the smaller towns, the rural communities, the fishing camps. 30,000, minimum. And we have approximately, she checks the time, 4 hours before the resonance wave reaches Memphis. After that, St. Louis. Cairo. Every river town between here and Minnesota. 4 hours. That's not enough time. Not for 30,000 people. Not for all the kids at schools like Riverside Elementary. All the people who work on the river, live on the river, use the river for... What about containment? Dam the river, stop the current flow? We've considered it, but the Army Corps estimates it would take 72 hours minimum to close all the locks and dams in sequence. We don't have 72 hours. We have 4. Someone's shouting in the gymnasium. I hear it through the walls, that specific kind of panic that means something's wrong. Dr. Hartwick's radio crackles before either of us can move. Dr. Hartwick, we've got a situation. One of the evacuees is showing symptoms. We run. Down the hallway, past the art room command center, into the gym where 300 people are packed onto cots and folding chairs and floor space. The National Guard has formed a perimeter around one section. I can see through the gaps between uniforms. It's a kid, maybe 14, sitting on a cot, vibrating so fast his features blur. Water's pooling under him, coming out of his mouth, his nose, soaking through his clothes. His mother's trying to reach him. 2 guardsmen are holding her back. Let me, that's my son, let me. I'm scanning the gym, looking for Lily. She's 50 feet away, standing on a cot, staring at the commotion like everyone else. Janet from Piggly Wiggly has moved between her and the affected kid, but it's not enough. Not if. The kid stands up. Water's still pouring from him. He walks toward the exit, not toward his mother, toward the exit that faces south. Toward the river. The guardsmen try to stop him. One of them grabs his arm. The water splashes. I'm moving before I think about it. Grabbing Lily off the cot, carrying her toward the far exit, the one that faces away from the river. Other people are moving too. Panic spreading faster than any resonance wave. Folding chairs clattering, people shouting, someone screaming. The guardsman who grabbed the kid, his name tape says Martinez, he's shaking now. Vibrating. His squad mates are backing away, and Dr. Hartwick is yelling into a radio, and the kid who started it is walking through the crowd like they're not there, water dripping with every step. Daddy, what's wrong with them? Don't look, Lily. Just don't look. We're outside. Parking lot of Washington High School, 3 miles from the river, but apparently not far enough. Half the crowd from the gymnasium is spilling out behind us. The other half is trapped inside with 2 people, now 3, now 4, who are vibrating at frequencies that turn human bodies into water carriers. Dr. Hartwick catches up to us. She's on her phone. Yes, the evacuation center is compromised. We need, she stops. Look south. No, it shouldn't be here yet. The wave speed was consistent at 8 miles per hour. It should be. I follow her gaze. There's a water tower south of here. Municipal supply for Vicksburg. 800,000 gallons, elevated tank, connected to the river intake pipes that... Oh no. Dr. Hartwick, when was the last time they tested the municipal water system? Her expression tells me she understands. The resonant frequency isn't just traveling upriver. It's in the water supply, in the pipes, in every house and school and business that uses city water. How many people took showers this morning? Washed dishes? Drank from the tap? My phone rings. Linda. Jesse, where are you? I've been trying to. I'm having trouble breathing. And I feel strange. Like everything inside is. Linda, did you drink anything today? Tap water. Anything from the city supply? Yes. Coffee this morning. Why are you? The call cuts off. I try calling back. Straight to voicemail. Lily's pulling on my sleeve. Daddy, is Mom okay? I don't know. Linda lives 2 miles from here, older house on Oak Street. Probably still has the original plumbing. If she drank water this morning, if the resonance wave has been in the municipal supply longer than we thought. Dr. Hartwick is shouting orders to Williams and the other guardsmen. Shut down all water distribution. Every tap, every intake, every connection to the river. And get me building plans for the water treatment facility. We need to know how long the supply's been. The ground vibrates. Not shaking, vibrating. I can feel it through my boots. That same low-frequency hum I've been tracking all morning. Except now it's not just in the river. It's in the ground, in the water table, in the pipes beneath our feet. 300 people in this parking lot. All of us within range of a contaminated water supply. And somewhere south of here, Linda's phone has gone silent. Lily looks up at me. Daddy, I'm thirsty. Can I have some water? No. I check her again. No tremors, no excess water, no symptoms. But if she drinks anything, if any of us drink anything from this system, a car alarm goes off. Then another. Then 6 more. The vibrations intensifying. I can see it in the puddles on the parking lot pavement, concentric ripples spreading from every wet surface. Dr. Hartwick's still on her phone. Evacuate to where? If the water supply is compromised, every town on the river is a hot zone. We can't. Yes, sir, I understand the implications. But we're talking about a contamination vector that's spreading faster than... She stops. Looks at me. In her eyes, I see the same calculation I'm running. If the resonance wave started 8 hours ago in the Gulf, and it's been traveling at current speed, but it also entered the water supply systems of every river town, how many people have already been exposed? How many are walking toward the river right now, vibrating at 49 hertz, becoming extensions of a wave pattern that turns humans into water carriers? Williams approaches Dr. Hartwick. Ma'am, we've got reports coming in from Memphis, Greenville, Rosedale. Same symptoms, same timeline. It's moving faster than the current speed. Because it's not just in the river anymore, I say. It's in every pipe, every aquifer that connects to the Mississippi. It's spreading through the water table. Dr. Hartwick doesn't argue. She knows I'm right. Instead, she turns to Williams. How many helicopters does the Guard have available for evacuation? 4, ma'am. Maybe 6 if we pull from Jackson. That's not enough, I say. Not for 30,000 people. No, Dr. Hartwick agrees. It's not. Lily's still holding my hand. Still asking about water. Still not understanding why everyone in this parking lot is looking south, toward the river, toward the low rumble that's getting louder. I pick her up. She's 7 years old, 53 pounds, and if Linda's been infected, if the water supply has been compromised for hours, then Lily just lost her mother. And there's nothing I can do about it, except keep her away from the river. Keep her away from anyone who's touched the water. Keep her alive. Dr. Hartwick's watching me. Mr. Cullens, I need your engineering expertise. If we can't evacuate everyone, we need to identify who has the highest survival probability, who hasn't been exposed. Your knowledge of the water distribution system could. I need to find my ex-wife first. Mr. Cullens, Linda lives 2 miles from here. If she's infected, I need to know. For Lily's sake. Dr. Hartwick looks at Lily. Then at me. If she's infected, you can't help her. You know that. I know. But I'm thinking about Linda's voice on the phone. I feel strange. Like everything inside is. I'm thinking about Mrs. Henderson walking into the river. I'm thinking about how I'm supposed to explain to a 7-year-old that her mother is gone, and not in a way that means heaven or peace, or any of the things we tell kids to make death comprehensible. Gone in a way that means walking through water that should drown you, pouring liquid from your mouth, spreading infection through every splash and wave. I need 2 hours, I tell Dr. Hartwick. Then I'll help with whatever you need. But I need to check on Linda first. She doesn't argue. Maybe she understands. Maybe she's already written off everyone in Vicksburg as statistically lost. Either way, she hands me a radio. Channel 7. Stay in contact. And Mr. Cullens, if your ex-wife is infected, don't get close. The splash radius is approximately 6 feet. 6 feet. The same distance kids are supposed to stand apart for safety. The same distance that means nothing when someone you used to love is liquefying from the inside. I carry Lily to the truck. She's asking questions. Why are we leaving? Where are we going? Is Mom sick? I don't have good answers. Just, we need to check on her. The drive to Oak Street takes 8 minutes. Linda's rental house, 2 miles east of the evacuation center, where she's lived since the divorce 3 years ago, where she drank coffee this morning from city water that's been contaminated for, how long? Hours? Since dawn? I don't know. But I'm about to find out. Linda's street is empty. That's the first wrong thing. Oak Street on a Wednesday afternoon should have kids on bikes, neighbors checking mail, someone's dog loose like always. Instead, nothing. Parked cars, closed curtains, that silence that feels like holding your breath. I parked 2 houses down. Tell Lily to stay in the truck. But I want to see Mom. You will. Just let me check first. Stay here. Lock the doors. She's crying again. I'm making her cry, and there's no good choice here. Take her in, and maybe expose her to whatever Linda's become. Leave her in the truck, where I can't see her if something happens. Every option is wrong. I compromise, leave the truck running, keys in the ignition, radio set to channel 7. If anything happens, you drive away. You understand? Don't wait for me. I'm 7. I can't drive. You can reach the pedals if you scoot forward. We practiced, remember? After that time, I locked the keys in. It was a joke, teaching her to drive in the parking lot of the Walmart that closed down. She thought it was hilarious. Now it's survival planning. Lily, if I'm not back in 10 minutes, you drive to. Where? Washington High is compromised. The evacuation center has infected people walking through it. Just drive north, away from the river. Find someone from the National Guard and tell them you're Jesse Cullen's daughter. Daddy, you're scaring me. I know. I'm sorry. Linda's house is a rental. Single story, built in 1987, needs paint. Her car, a 2015 Honda Accord with a cracked windshield, is in the driveway. That means she's home, or was home when she called. The front door's unlocked. That's the second wrong thing. Linda always locks the door. Always. Ever since someone broke into her apartment in college. She's paranoid about it. Linda? No answer. But I can hear water running. Bathroom maybe. Shower or sink left on. The living room looks normal. Coffee mug on the table. Her favorite one. The green one from that diner in Natchez where we had our first date 16 years ago. There's coffee still in it. Cold now. Some papers on the table, bills looks like. Electric bill past due. I didn't know that. We're not close anymore. Haven't been since the divorce 3 years ago, but I didn't know she was behind on bills. The sound of water's coming from the bathroom. Doors half open. Linda, it's Jesse. I'm coming in. Still no answer. She's in the bathtub, fully clothed. Jeans, sweater, shoes still on. The water's running, both faucets, full blast. She's sitting there, vibrating. Not like shivering. Like her entire body is a speaker, and something's playing through her at frequencies I can feel in my teeth. Her eyes are open, looking at me. I think she recognizes me, but I'm not sure. Water's coming out of her mouth. Not pouring, seeping. Like she's a sponge that's too saturated. Linda. She doesn't respond. Just keeps vibrating. The water in the tub is sloshing with her movement. Splashing over the sides. Pooling on the bathroom floor. I'm backing up. Remembering Dr. Hartwick's warning. 6-foot splash radius. I'm maybe 5 feet away. Linda, can you hear me? Her mouth moves. Water comes out, but also sound. Wet, gargling, but words underneath. Lily? She's safe. She's in the truck. She's fine. Tell her, more water. She's leaking from everywhere now. Not blood, water. Clear, clean water that smells like the river. like mud and current, and that specific mineral taste from the Mississippi that everyone who lives here knows. I should leave. Should back out of this bathroom, out of this house, get Lily away from here before. Tell her what, Linda? Sorry. Then she stands up, water sluicing off her. She steps out of the tub, not toward me, toward the back door, the one that faces south, toward the river, 2 miles away. I'm in her path, between her and the door. Linda, you need to stop. You need to. She walks through me, not around, through. Like I'm not there. Her shoulder hits mine, and it's cold. Not just cool, ice cold, and wet. My shirt's soaked where she touched me. I stumble back, hit the wall, check myself. Am I shaking? Am I vibrating? No, not yet. The contact was too brief. Not enough exposure. But my shirt's drenched, and that means water from her body. Water that's contaminated with whatever's turning people into. I'm stripping off the shirt, throwing it in the tub, washing my shoulder with dish soap from the kitchen, hot water, scrubbing until the skin's red. Checking for tremors every 3 seconds. Nothing. I'm clean. I think. Linda's already out the back door. I can see her through the kitchen window, walking across the yard, through the neighbor's chain-link fence. She doesn't open the gate, just walks through it like the metal isn't there. Heading south. I should follow her. Make sure she doesn't, what? Infect other people? She's already infected. Already leaking water with every step. Already spreading it through yards and gutters and storm drains that all connect to the municipal system that feeds the whole town. The radio on my belt crackles. Dr. Hartwick, all units be advised. The resonance wave has reached Memphis. Multiple outbreaks confirmed. CDC is recommending full evacuation of all riverside communities. FEMA is establishing safe zones at static. Then, estimate 40% of Vicksburg population may already be exposed through municipal water supply. Repeat, 40% exposure rate. 40%. That's 12,000 people. 12,000 people in this town are going to become what Linda just became, what Mrs. Henderson became, what those kids from the boat launch became. And there's nothing I can do about it. I'm back at the truck. Lily sees me coming, unlocks the doors. Where's Mom? How do I say this? How do I tell a 7-year-old that her mother just walked through a fence toward the river because her internal organs have turned to water? She's sick, honey. Really sick. We can't see her right now. Is she going to get better? No, she's not. She's going to walk into the Mississippi River and become part of the resonance wave that's turning the entire water system into a transmission vector. She's going to stand in water that should drown her and leak infection through every splash until there's nothing left of Linda except the memory of who she used to be. But I can't say that. I don't know. Lily's quiet for 30 seconds. Then, I should have said goodbye this morning. You didn't know. I was mad at her because she wouldn't let me watch TV before school. I didn't say goodbye. I pull her close. She's not shaking, not wet, not infected, but she's lost her mother and doesn't even understand how permanent that loss is. Doesn't understand that goodbye isn't the problem. The problem is that Linda isn't Linda anymore. The radio crackles again. Dr. Hartwick, Mr. Cullens, are you there? I key the mic. Yeah, I'm here. We need you back at the command center. The Corps has sent updated projections. The resonance wave is accelerating. It's going to reach Cairo by nightfall, St. Louis by midnight. We need your expertise on lock and dam operations. If we can establish choke points, we might be able to. You can't stop it, I say. It's in the water table. It's in the municipal supplies. It's not just the river anymore. Silence for 5 seconds. Then, we have to try. She's right. We do. But I'm thinking about the numbers. 12,000 exposed in Vicksburg. Memphis is what? 700,000 people. How many of them use city water? How many took showers this morning, washed dishes, drank from the tap? And it's not just Memphis. Every town on the river. Every city that draws from the Mississippi for its water supply. Cairo, St. Louis, Dubuque, Minneapolis. Millions of people. 40% exposure rate. I'm not a math genius, but I can calculate devastation. Mr. Cullens? I'm coming. 20 minutes. I drive. Lily's quiet in the passenger seat. Behind us, through the rearview mirror, I can see figures on Oak Street now. 5 of them, walking south, all vibrating at the same frequency, all leaking water. One of them is Linda. The command center at Washington High is chaos. More people, more radios, more laptops. Dr. Hartwick's arguing with someone, video conference on a laptop screen. I can see FEMA logos, CDC officials, someone in a military uniform. She sees me, waves me over. Mr. Cullens, tell them. Tell them about the lock and dam system. The military officer on the screen looks at me. 2 stars on his collar. General something. Mr. Cullens, can the Mississippi lock system be shut down to contain the contamination? It's not containment, sir. It's delay. And yes, theoretically we could close every lock from here to Minnesota. But it would take 72 hours minimum, and we don't have. What if we prioritized? Dr. Hartwick interrupts. Just the major metropolitan areas. Memphis, St. Louis, Minneapolis. If we close the locks upstream from those cities, we could buy them time to evacuate. I'm pulling up maps on one of the laptops. Lock and dam locations. Flow rates. Population density. Lock 27 is upstream from St. Louis. If we close it, I run numbers. We'd reduce downstream flow by 60%. That would slow the resonance wave, maybe by St. Louis 8 to 12 hours. The general nods. Make it happen. What do you need? I need authorization codes from the core district offices. My phone buzzes. Text from Pete. Haven't heard from him in 2 hours. Jesse him at the river. Then it's beautiful. Then come see. I stare at the messages. Pete, who I've known for 8 years, who taught me to read flood charts, who has a wife and 2 kids and a fishing cabin on Lake Washington. Pete's infected. Dr. Hartwick sees my expression. What is it? I show her the messages. She reads them. Her face goes still in that way people's faces go when they're calculating loss. He's at the river? Yeah. Then he's gone. I'm sorry, but I know. I do know. Pete's gone. Linda's gone. Mrs. Henderson's gone. All those kids from Riverside Elementary are gone. Everyone who touched the water. Everyone who drank from the municipal supply. Everyone within splash radius of someone who's infected. All gone. Not dead. Worse than dead. Walking, spreading. The general's voice from the laptop. Mr. Cullens, we need those authorization codes now. I'm logging into the core system. District access. Lock operations. Emergency protocols. My hands are shaking. Not from infection, from exhaustion and grief and the knowledge that what I'm about to do will save some people while condemning others. If I close Lock 27, I'll slow the resonance wave before it hits St. Louis. That's 300,000 people who might have time to evacuate. But closing the lock means trapping everyone downstream. Everyone in the small river towns between here and there. Every fishing camp, every marina, every house within 200 yards of the bank. How many people is that? 5,000? 10? Dr. Hartwick's watching me. She knows what I'm thinking. There's no good choice here. No, there's not. I enter the authorization codes. Lock 27 begins closure sequence. It'll take 40 minutes. Then the gates will be down and the river upstream will start backing up, slowing, giving St. Louis time to evacuate. And everyone downstream is trapped with a contaminated water supply and an infection rate that's climbing by the minute. Done, I tell the general. Good. Lock 26 next. Then, wait. Dr. Hartwick's looking at different data. We're getting reports from upstream. Lock 27's location. There's a problem. What kind of problem? The lock operators are infected. They're walking into the water. Of course they are. Lock 27 is right on the river. The operators use the water supply. They probably drink coffee from the break room tap. Wash their hands in the facility bathrooms. Normal human activities that are now transmission vectors. Can we operate the locks remotely? The general asks. I'm checking the systems. Some of them. The newer installations have full remote capability. But the older locks, Lock 27 included, require manual confirmation for emergency closures. Safety protocol. Someone has to be physically present to verify. Send someone. Sir, anyone we send will be in the hot zone. The facility's surrounded by water. Then send someone who's already exposed. The room goes quiet, everyone looking at everyone else. Nobody wants to say what we're all thinking. That means sending someone who's infected. Someone who's vibrating at 49 hertz and leaking water and walking toward the river with every instinct they have left. Someone like Linda. Someone like Pete. Someone like the 12,000 people in Vicksburg who drank water this morning. Dr. Hartwick breaks the silence. There might be another option. Mr. Cullens, Is there anyone upstream who could reach the lock facility before the operators are fully compromised? Maybe, if they're already north of the contamination wave. But they'd have to know the lock systems, have access codes, be willing to. My phone rings. Unknown number. I answer it. Jesse. It's a voice I haven't heard in 10 years. Not since Dad retired from the Corps and moved to Iowa to be near his sister. Jesse, it's your father. I've been watching the news. That's your sector, isn't it? The frequency readings? Dad, I'm in Quincy. Lock 21. Drove down this morning when I heard. I know the system, Jesse. I helped install half these locks. Tell me what you need. My father, 71 years old, retired from the Corps in 2015 after 43 years. Built half the lock systems between St. Louis and Minneapolis. Taught me everything I know about hydraulic engineering. Moved to Iowa because he said he was tired of looking at the river. And now he's at Lock 21, volunteering to walk into a contamination zone. Dad, you can't. Lock 21, that's downstream from the wave front. It's already compromised. Not yet, it's not. I've been monitoring the readings. Waves at Cairo right now. I've got maybe 90 minutes before it reaches Quincy. That's enough time. Dr. Hartwick's shaking her head, mouthing no at me. On the laptop screen, the general's saying something about unacceptable civilian risk. But Dad's still talking. Lock 21 has the old manual override system. I can shut it down, force the gates closed, buy you time for the upstream facilities. But Jesse, I need you to talk me through the emergency protocols. They've changed since I retired. They have changed. New safety requirements, new digital interfaces, new backup systems. But the core mechanics are the same. Dad knows those mechanics better than anyone. I'm looking at Lily. She's sitting in the corner with Janet from Piggly Wiggly drinking. Lily, what are you drinking? She holds up a bottle. Water. Janet gave it to me. Janet goes pale. It's bottled. From my car. I keep cases in the trunk. It's not from. What brand? Azarka. From the store. Sealed bottles. I checked the bottle. Sealed. Caps intact. Bottled in Houston 3 weeks ago, according to the stamp. Before any of this started. It's clean. Probably clean. Maybe clean. I don't know anymore. How do I know what's clean? How do I know the entire water supply of the Mississippi drainage basin isn't contaminated? Dad's voice from the phone. Jesse, you still there? Yeah. Dad, listen. If you do this, if you go to Lock 21, you're putting yourself in the path of the contamination wave. I know. You'll have maybe 90 minutes. Then you'll be in the hot zone. And there's no evacuation. No rescue. You'll be trapped there when the wave hits. I know that too. Then why? Because if I don't, St. Louis is gone. 300,000 people. Your cousin Emily lives in St. Louis. Her kids, your niece and nephew. They've got families. That's what, 8 people just in our family. How many more in that city? I'm doing math. Always doing math. It's what engineers do. We calculate. We optimize. We choose the solution that saves the most people. 300,000 in St. Louis. Versus my father. The math is easy. The choice is impossible. Dr. Hartwick's waiting. The general's waiting. Everyone in this command center is waiting for me to make a decision that will either save my father or save St. Louis. Not both. Never both. Dad, what about, can you close the lock and then evacuate north? Get ahead of the wave. Not enough time. Once I initiate the closure sequence, I have to stay for the manual confirmation stages. 3 separate checks, 30 minutes apart. If I leave before the 3rd check, the system auto-aborts and the gates reopen. That's how the safety protocols work. You know that. I do know that. I wrote part of those protocols. Dr. Hartwick's looking at data on her laptop. Mr. Cullens, if your father can close Lock 21, we can sequence Lock 22 and Lock 24 after. That creates a choke point that will delay the wave by 12 to 18 hours. St. Louis will have time to evacuate. But my father will be inside the contamination zone when it hits. Yes, Lily's watching me. She doesn't understand all of this. Doesn't understand that I'm choosing between saving her grandfather and saving her cousins. But she's listening, learning, watching her father decide who lives and who becomes something else. Jesse, Dad's voice is calm. That same tone he used when he taught me to read flowcharts. When he taught me that engineering is about choosing acceptable losses. What's the exposure timeline for Lock 21's location? I pull up the projections. Wave hits Cairo in 45 minutes. Then Mound City, then. I'm calculating current speed, distance, facility locations. Lock 21 in 93 minutes. Give or take. And I need 90 minutes to complete the closure sequence. Dad, so I'll be cutting it close. That's one way to say it. Another way is, you'll be finishing the third manual confirmation right as the contaminated water reaches the facility. You'll have maybe 30 seconds to evacuate. And if anything delays you, if the system glitches, if one of the manual checks takes longer than expected, you'll be there when the wave hits. There has to be another way. There isn't. You know there isn't. You've already run the numbers. I have. Of course I have. That's what I do. That's what all of this has been, running numbers, calculating probabilities, choosing who lives based on mathematics. 12,000 exposed in Vicksburg. 40% of Memphis. Cairo's population is 3,000, maybe 60% exposed by now. Every town downstream. And upstream, St. Louis. 300,000. Emily and her husband. Their 2 kids. Those kids' families. 8 people I know personally versus 300,000 strangers. Except they're not strangers. They're 8 people I know personally versus 300,000 other people's families. Other people's Emilis and husbands and kids. The math is easy. The choice is impossible. Dr. Hartwick's pulling up another screen. Mr. Cullens, your father, the Lock 21 facility has emergency shelters, doesn't it? Protocol for flood events? Yeah. Upper level. Sealed room. Designed for flash flood protection. Can he shelter there? Wait out the contamination wave. I'm shaking my head before she finishes. The shelter's not hermetically sealed. It's flood protection, not biohazard. And the facility water supply, I pull up the plans, comes from the river, same as everywhere else. If he's in that facility when the wave hits, he'll be exposed through the pipes, the ventilation, So he can't stay. No. Dad's been quiet, listening. Now he speaks. How long will it take? The exposure. How long before? Before you turn into what Linda turned into. Before you start vibrating at 49 hertz and leaking water and walking toward the river with no memory of who you were. Based on the cases we've seen, instantaneous for direct contact. Maybe 5 minutes for aerosol or splash exposure. That's not much time. No, more silence. I can hear radio chatter in the background at Dad's location. Lock maintenance crews probably. Evacuating. Getting out while they can. Dad, where's your car? North parking lot. Quarter mile from the facility. Can you reach it in 5 minutes? If I run, maybe. Maybe. At 71 years old. After 90 minutes of manual lock operations. Maybe he can run a quarter mile in 5 minutes. Maybe. The general's voice from the laptop. Mr. Cullens, both of you, we need a decision now. The window is closing. I'm looking at Lily. She's finished the water. Not shaking. Still clean. Still my daughter. Still the most important person in this room, in this town, in my entire life. If I send Dad to Lock 21, I might save Emily's kids. Lily's cousins. Give them time to evacuate St. Louis before the contamination wave hits. If I don't send Dad, those 300,000 people have 12 fewer hours to evacuate. How many will die, or worse than die, because we didn't buy them that time? This is what engineering has always been. Acceptable losses. Calculated risks. Choosing the solution that optimizes for the most lives saved. I've made these decisions before. Flood control. Dam operations. Evacuations. Always choosing who gets protected first based on population density, infrastructure vulnerability, economic impact. Never with my father on the sacrifice side of the equation. Jesse, Dad's voice. I'm going to do this. I'm already headed to the facility. I'm asking you, not ordering, asking, walk me through the protocols. That's all. Just be my engineer. Like always. Like always. When I was 16, and he taught me how to read water levels. When I was 23, and he walked me through my first flood response. When I was 28 and didn't know how to tell him Linda was pregnant and we weren't married, and he just said, "You'll figure it out. You're an engineer. Be my engineer." Not his son. His engineer. Because if I think of him as my father, I can't do this. Okay. My voice sounds wrong. Mechanical. Like I'm reading from a manual. Lock 21 has the old hydraulic system. You'll need to access the control room first. Second floor, east side. I remember. Emergency protocols are on the wall panel. Red binder. Code is, I'm checking my database. 7749. Got it. Dr. Hartwick hands me a headset. Better than holding the phone. I put it on. Now Dad's voice is in my ear, constant, and I can hear everything. His breathing, his footsteps, the sound of a door opening. I'm in the control room. Good. Open the red binder. Page 12. Emergency closure sequence. I'm walking him through it, step by step. Like I'm not condemning him. Like this is just another shift, just another operation, just another day of choosing acceptable losses based on mathematical optimization. Lily's asking Janet something. I can't hear what. Can't focus on anything except Dad's voice and the procedures and the timeline that says he has 90 minutes to finish this before the contaminated water reaches lock 21. Pressure valves are open. Initiating gate closure. Good. That's stage 1. Now you wait. 30 minutes. There's a confirmation light, green, that'll turn red when you need to do the second check. I see it. 30 minutes. Then 30 more. Then 30 more. 90 minutes total. And the wave hits in 93. Dr. Hartwick's tracking the contamination spread on her screens. Cairo's gone now. The entire town. 3,000 people walking toward the river, leaking water, spreading infection through every splash and touch. Mr. Cullens, the general again. We're initiating evacuation protocols for St. Louis based on your father's operation. FEMA's moving buses to staging areas. We're estimating 12-hour window before the wave reaches the city. 12 hours. Because Dad's buying them time. Because I told him how. 20 minutes pass. Dad's quiet. I can hear him breathing. The hum of equipment. The river outside, that low-frequency rumble that's been getting louder all day. Jesse. Yeah, Dad. Your mother. When she died, I didn't handle it well. Mom died 6 years ago. Cancer. I was 33. Lily was 1. You handled it fine, Dad. No, I didn't. I stopped calling. Stopped visiting. Couldn't look at Lily because she reminded me of, anyway. I'm sorry. I should have said that before. Before this. Before he's standing in a locked facility with contaminated water 93 minutes away. Dad, you don't have to. Let me finish. You're a good father. Better than I was. Better than I taught you to be. You keep being that. For Lily. No matter what happens. The confirmation light turns red. Dad, the light. I see it. Second check. Page 15, right? Right. He's reading the procedures. Following them exactly. Checking pressure readings, valve positions, gate status. Everything by the book. The book he helped write 40 years ago. Second check complete. Gates at 60% closure. Third check in 30 minutes. 60 minutes have passed. 33 minutes until the wave hits. Dr. Hartwick's watching the projections. She's calculating too. Everyone in this room is calculating. Will he finish in time? Will he reach his car? Will those extra 3 minutes be enough? I'm thinking about Linda. How she looked in that bathtub. Vibrating. Leaking. Walking through me like I wasn't there. Walking toward the river with no recognition, no memory, no Linda left. That's what Dad will become if he doesn't get out in time. Lily's fallen asleep in Janet's lap. Small blessing. She doesn't need to hear this. Doesn't need to know that her grandfather is. Jesse, I'm looking at the river. Dad's voice. Different now. Uncertain. There's someone in the water. Don't go near them. Don't. I'm not. I'm in the control room. But I can see them through the window. They're just standing there. In the current. Water should be over their head, but they're standing. Like Mrs. Henderson. Like Linda. Like all of them. How many? 4. No, 5. 6 now. They're coming from downstream. Walking against the current. The wave is early. Or moving faster than we calculated. Or, I checked the projections. Recalculate. The wave should be 33 minutes away. But if there are already infected people at lock 21. Dad, those are contamination vectors. The wave must be accelerating. You need to finish the third check and evacuate now. The light hasn't turned red yet. Protocol says. Forget protocol. Do the check now. If I initiate early, the system might. Dad, please. Silence. 5 seconds. 10. Okay. I'm doing the third check now. He's reading procedures. I can hear pages turning. Then a sound, metal on metal. The manual confirmation lever. You have to physically pull it. 3 times. With 30 seconds between each pull. Another safety protocol. Another thing I helped design. Another thing that's keeping my father in that building for 90 more seconds while infected people walk through the river toward the facility. First pull complete. Dr. Hartwick's pulled up live satellite of Lock 21. She's zooming in. I can see the facility, the river, the figures in the water. More than 6 now. More than 10. They're gathering, all walking upstream, all converging on the Lock facility. Dad, how many are there now? I stopped counting. 20 maybe. They're Jesse, they're not just walking. They're organized, moving together, like they're coordinated. Because they are coordinated, they're all vibrating at the same frequency, all responding to the same resonance pattern. They're not individual people anymore. They're extensions of the wave, instruments of the infection, moving with tidal rhythm, spreading contamination through. Second pull complete. 30 seconds left. Then Dad can run. Quarter mile to his car. 5 minutes if he's fast. 7 if he's not. Either way, cutting it too close. The figures on the satellite image are at the facility now. Surrounding it. I can see them on all sides. Dozens of them. Maybe hundreds. All standing in water that should drown them. All leaking infection through every moment of contact. Dad, they're surrounding the building. I can see them through the windows. They're just standing there. Looking at me. Not looking. They can't look. Don't have intention or thought or... One of them raises its hand. Presses it against the window. Water runs down the glass. Sheets of it, like the figure is melting from the inside. Third pull in 10 seconds. Dad, pull it now. Pull it and run. Have to wait. Protocol says. Dad. 5 seconds. 4. 3. 2. Third pull complete. Gate closure sequence is locked. St. Louis has 12 hours. Now run. Get to your car. I can hear him moving. Fast footsteps. A door opening. Then, Jesse, they're in the building. No, they can't be. The facility's sealed. Flood doors. Lock mechanisms. Unless they open them. Unless whatever's controlling them, whatever's coordinating their movement, whatever intelligence is driving the resonance pattern, unless it can make them open doors. North exit, Dad. Service entrance. That's closest to your car. It's blocked. 3 of them. Just standing there. Go through them. Don't touch them. Just. I can't go through them, Jesse. They'll. He's right. He can't. Any contact means exposure. Means vibrating at 49 hertz. Means becoming what Linda became. South exit. Loading dock. That's farther. That's. Dad, go. He's running. I can hear it. 71 years old and running through a facility he helped build while figures made of water close and around him. Dr. Hartwick's voice quiet. The waves accelerating. It's at Lock 21 now. Now. Not in 33 minutes. Now. Which means the water inside the facility is contaminated. The pipes. The sprinkler system. The air handling units that pull moisture from the river for cooling. Dad, don't breathe deep. The air might be. Jesse, the loading dock. There's dozens of them. All around the building. I can't. He stops. I can hear his breathing. Fast. Panicked. This is my father who taught me that engineers don't panic, engineers calculate. And he's panicking now because there's no calculation that saves him. There's an upper maintenance access. North side. Emergency ladder. It goes to the roof. He's moving again. Finding the ladder. Climbing. I can hear the metal rungs. His breathing getting harder. I'm on the roof. Okay. You can. Dad, can you see your car from there? Yeah. North parking lot. Quarter mile. Can you get to it? Is there a way down that's not? No. The building's surrounded. They're on all sides. All looking up at me. Looking up. At him. Like they know he's there. Like they're waiting. I'm staring at the satellite image. The facility roof. One figure. Has to be Dad. And around the building, spreading out from the river, maybe 200 figures. All standing in formation. All facing the facility. All waiting. Jesse. Dad's voice is different now. Quieter. I don't think I'm getting out of here. Don't say that. There has to be. Listen to me. Lock 21 is closed. St. Louis has time. Emily has time. That was the choice we made. Right. The choice I made. The choice I walked him through. Step by step. Be my engineer. Dad, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't be. This is what engineers do. We calculate acceptable losses. You taught me that. Wait, no, I taught you that when you were 16. Remember? The flood in '02. We had to choose which levee to reinforce. We chose the one that saved the most homes. That's what this is. This is different. No, it's not. It's exactly the same. I'm one levee. St. Louis is 300,000 homes. The math is easy. The math is easy. The choice is impossible. Lily's waking up, rubbing her eyes. Daddy, who are you talking to? Your grandfather. Can I talk to him? I should say no. Should protect her from this. But Dad's on a roof surrounded by infected water carriers, and there's no way off, and if this is the last time they'll ever. Yeah, baby. Here. I hold the headset to her ear. She talks. I can't hear what Dad says back, but Lily's smiling, then crying, then saying, I love you, Grandpa. I love you too. She hands the headset back, falls asleep again in Janet's lap. She won't see what comes next. Jesse, the figures. They're moving, coming closer to the building, climbing on each other, he stops. They're building a ladder, out of themselves. They're going to reach the roof. I'm watching the satellite. He's right. The figures are stacking, body on body on body. A tower of vibrating, water-leaking people building up the side of the facility. They'll reach the roof in maybe 2 minutes. Dad, is there anything on the roof? Equipment, tools, anything you can use to... To what? Fight them off? Jesse, there's 200 of them. And I'm 71 years old with a bad knee in, he laughs. Actually laughs. This is a hell of a way to go. Your mother would have hated it. Mom would have. I can't finish. Can't think about Mom. Can't think about anything except Dad on that roof with 2 minutes left. Jesse, listen. You did the right thing. St. Louis needed those 12 hours. Emily's kids needed that time. You made the correct calculation. That's what good engineers do. Don't second guess it. Don't spend the rest of your life wondering if. The tower of figures reaches the roof edge. Dad goes quiet. I can hear wind. The low-frequency hum of the river. Nothing else. Dad, they're on the roof. 6 of them. No, 8. More coming. Run. Just. There's nowhere to run, Jesse. I'm in the center. They're on all sides. This is what I chose. I sent him there. I walked him through the protocols knowing the timeline was too tight. Knowing the wave might accelerate. Knowing. No. I didn't know. I hoped. I calculated. I chose the option that saved the most people. The math was easy. I love you, Dad. I love you too. Take care of Lily. Be the father I should have been. And Jesse, one of the figures touches him. I can hear it. A wet sound, like hands made of water pressing against cloth. Dad starts coughing, choking. Not on air, on water. Water coming from inside him. From his lungs, his stomach, his blood. He's trying to talk. Can't. More coughing. More water. Then a sound. Vibrating. That same low-frequency hum. 49 hertz. But this time it's in Dad's voice. Coming from him. Like he's a speaker and the river's playing through him. Dad? Dad, can you hear me? No response. Just that hum. That frequency. That sound that means he's not Dad anymore. The satellite image shows him standing now. On the roof. Surrounded by other figures. All vibrating at the same rate. All in sync. Then he steps off the roof. Doesn't fall. Steps. Onto the tower of figures. Walking down them like they're stairs. Stepping into the water that should be over his head. Standing there. Looking back at the facility. Looking at the camera. No, not looking, he can't look anymore. Facing the camera. Mouth open. Water pouring out. Dr. Hartwick closes the laptop. I'm sorry, Mr. Cullens. I'm not crying. Can't cry. Engineers don't cry. Engineers calculate. And I calculated correctly. St. Louis has 12 hours because of what I just did. Emily and her kids have time to evacuate. 300,000 people have a chance. My father doesn't. Won't. Can't. Because he's not my father anymore. He's extension of a resonance wave. He's water carrier. He's vibrating at 49 hertz and walking toward the river and spreading infection through every drop that leaks from him. And I did that. I made that choice. Be my engineer. I was. And I'll never be anyone's son again. It's been 6 days. St. Louis evacuated. Emily and her family made it out. 273,000 people total. The other 27,000, some stayed, some didn't make it, some drank water before they knew not to. They're in the river now, or what used to be the river. The Mississippi doesn't flow anymore. Not the way it used to. The water moves, but not downstream. It pulses, back and forth. Tidal rhythm with no tide. 49 hertz. Every 12 seconds. I can feel it when I'm close. In my teeth. In my bones. Like standing too close to a subwoofer. Lily and I are staying at a FEMA camp in Indiana. Far from the river. Far from any river. We drink bottled water. Azarka, shipped from Texas. They check every bottle. Every seal. Every date stamp. I still check Lily 4 times a day. Temperature. Tremors. Excessive salivation. Any sign. Nothing. She's clean. I'm clean. But Linda's not. My father's not. Pete's not. Mrs. Henderson's not. 12,000 people from Vicksburg alone are standing in water that should drown them, vibrating at frequencies that turn human tissue into fluid, leaking infection through every drop. The CDC estimates 43 million people total. Every town on the Mississippi. Every city that drew water from it. Memphis, St. Louis, Minneapolis. All infected. All walking into the water. All synchronized. Dr. Hartwick says they're building something. That's the word she uses, building. The infected are gathering at specific locations. Locked facilities mostly. Standing in formations. Geometric patterns. Like they're constructing something in the water. Something massive. I don't ask what. Don't want to know. Don't care. Because whatever they're building, my father's part of it. And Linda. And all those people I calculated were acceptable losses. I'm coordinating emergency water distribution now. That's my job. Making sure the remaining population, 212 million people in the Mississippi drainage basin who didn't get infected, making sure they have clean water. Water that doesn't vibrate. Water that doesn't turn their internal organs to liquid. It's engineering. It's calculation. It's choosing who gets resources first based on population density, infrastructure vulnerability, economic impact. It's what I've always done. Lily asks about Linda every day. I tell her the same thing. Mom's sick. She can't see you right now. Not. Mom's standing in the Mississippi River vibrating at 49 hertz and building geometric structures with 43 million other infected people. Not. I chose to save your cousins instead of checking on Mom sooner. Not. Every time I look at you, I see your mother's face and your grandfather's face, and all the people I calculated were worth less than the numbers I was saving. Lily deserves better than those answers. Deserves better than me. But she's got me. Only me. So I check her temperature 4 times a day and make sure she drinks only bottled water and try not to think about Linda walking into the river. Try not to hear my father's voice on that roof. Try not to calculate how many people are standing in the water right now because I made correct mathematical decisions. The math was easy. Living with the math is impossible. Dr. Hartwick visits the camp sometimes. She's coordinating the CDC response, mapping the infection spread, trying to understand what the resonance pattern is doing to the water system. She says the Mississippi is permanently contaminated. Every tributary, every aquifer that connects to it. The entire drainage basin, 40% of the continental United States, is a hot zone. She says there's no cure. No way to reverse the resonance effect. The infected aren't dead, but they're not alive. Not in any way that means human. She says we're looking at civilizational collapse. 212 million people trying to survive without the water system that built modern America. She says it matter-of-factly, like she's reading a weather report, like 43 million transformed humans, and the collapse of the nation's water infrastructure is just data to be processed. Maybe it is. Maybe that's how you survive this. Turn it into data. Numbers on a screen. Acceptable losses. I'm good at acceptable losses. I sent my father to Lock 21, walked him through the protocols, watched the satellite feed while he transformed, while water poured out of his mouth and he stopped being dad and became something else. Emily's kids are alive because I did that. 273,000 people in St. Louis evacuated in time because I did that. The math was easy. I dream about the roof. Every night. Dad standing there. The tower of figures climbing up. Him trying to run. Nowhere to run. 40 feet square. Surrounded. Then the touch. The wet sound. The coughing. The water. The frequency. 49 hertz. Coming from inside him. Then the step. Off the roof. Onto the tower of bodies. Walking down like they're stairs. I wake up checking myself for tremors. Checking Lily. Making sure we're still clean. Still human. Still guilty. The camp's quiet at night. 2,000 people sleeping in tents and temporary structures, trying to figure out how to live in a country where 40% of the land has contaminated water and 43 million infected, are standing in rivers building something nobody understands. I walk sometimes, when I can't sleep, when the dreams are too much, when I need to move, to calculate, to engineer my way through grief. There's a ridge east of camp. High ground. On clear nights you can see for miles. Can see the glow on the horizon where Memphis used to be. Not fire, something else. Bioluminescence maybe. Dr. Hartwick says the infected are generating light. Some kind of chemical reaction in the water they're leaking, turning the Mississippi into a glowing ribbon that pulses with that same frequency. 49 hertz. Every 12 seconds. I stand on that ridge and watch Memphis glow and try to remember what my father looked like before. Before the roof. Before the transformation. Before I calculated that 300,000 strangers were worth more than one dad. I can't remember. All I see is him on that roof. Surrounded. Touching the infected figure. Water pouring from his mouth. Stepping off into nothing. Being my engineer. Lily's with Janet most days. Janet's good with her. Better than me. I'm too busy distributing water, checking contamination reports, calculating how many people we can sustain in the camps before resources run out. Always calculating. Always choosing acceptable losses. It's what engineers do. The FEMA coordinator, his name's Brennan, 40-something, ex-Army Corps like me, he says I'm good at this. At the logistics. At making hard choices about who gets priority. He doesn't know about Lock 21. Doesn't know I've already made the hardest choice. Already chosen who lives and who transforms. Already lived with that choice for 6 days. 6 days that feel like 6 years. Dr. Hartwick brought new satellite images yesterday. The infected at Lock 21. Still there. Still in formation. My father somewhere in that crowd of 200 vibrating figures. Still leaking water. Still synchronized. Still building. I didn't look at the images long. Don't need to. I see them every time I close my eyes. Mr. Cullens. Brennan again. He's always got more questions. More calculations I need to make. We've got contamination reports from the Ohio River Basin. Tributary exposure. We need your assessment on weather. Give me an hour. Sir, the timeline. 1 hour. I need to check on my daughter. He nods. Lets me go. Everyone's careful with me. Like they know I'm barely holding it together. Like they can see the cracks. They can't. I'm good at hiding cracks. Good at presenting a stable exterior while everything inside liquefies. Like my father on that roof. Like Linda in that bathtub. Like everyone I calculated were acceptable losses so that strangers could live 12 more hours. Lily's playing with other kids. Some kind of game with sticks and rocks. She sees me. Waves. Smiles. She doesn't know yet. Doesn't understand that her mother's gone and her grandfather's gone, and the only parent she has left is the person who chose to lose them. She will eventually. Kids figure things out. She'll grow up and learn what I did. How I calculated. How I chose. How I sent my own father to die, worse than die, so that other people's fathers could evacuate. She'll understand the math. She'll never forgive the choice. I wouldn't either. Janet brings Lily over. She's been asking about visiting her mom. I told her we'd check with you. Mom's in the contamination zone. I know, but she doesn't understand. She thinks her mom's in a hospital. Getting better. Coming home soon. Janet nods. Doesn't push. She's good at reading what I can't say. Can't say, your mom's standing in the Mississippi River with 12,000 other people from Vicksburg, all vibrating at 49 hertz, all building something in the water that glows at night. Can't say, I chose to check on her too late because I was running numbers and making calculations and being a good engineer instead of a good husband. Can't say, every person I save now doesn't balance the people I've already lost. Tell her mom sends her love, I say. It's a lie. Linda doesn't send anything. Linda doesn't think anymore. Doesn't feel. Doesn't remember she has a daughter. But it's the lie Lily needs to hear. Janet takes her back to the other kids. I watch them play. Normal kid things. Sticks and rocks and laughter. Like the world hasn't ended. Like 43 million people aren't standing in water building something nobody understands. Like their fathers aren't walking around with the weight of calculated genocide. Brennan finds me 20 minutes later. Mr. Cullens, I need that assessment. The Ohio River Basin is compromised. Tributary exposure means the entire eastern water system is contaminated. We need to evacuate everyone within 50 miles of any major waterway. That's another 60 million people. Minimum. We don't have capacity for 60 million. I know. So what do we prioritize? And there it is. The question I've been answering for 6 days. The question I'll answer for the rest of my life. Who lives? Who dies? Who transforms into something that stands in water and builds structures we don't understand? Population density first. Major metro areas. Then infrastructure hubs. Then the people we can't save, we just leave to the contamination. You want me to say yes? To make it my decision. So you don't have to own it. Brennan's quiet. He knows I'm right. It's both our decisions, he says finally. We're both engineers. We both know the math. The math. Always the math. 43 million infected. 212 million trying to survive. 60 million about to be exposed through the Ohio River system. And me, calculating acceptable losses like I'm planning a dam operation instead of condemning people to transformation. Metro areas first, I repeat. That's the only choice that optimizes for maximum survival. Agreed. He leaves. Goes to implement the decision we both made. The decision that will save millions and do millions more. The math was easy. It's always easy. Living with it, that's the hard part. That's the part that wakes me up at night, hearing my father's voice. Be my engineer. That's the part that makes me check Lily 4 times a day, because if she transforms, if she starts vibrating at 49 hertz, if she walks toward the water, I don't know what I'd do. Yes, I do. I'd calculate. I'd optimize. I'd choose the option that saves the most people. I'd be the engineer, not the father. That's who I am now, who I've always been, who I'll be until the contamination finally reaches here, and I have to make one more calculation about whether Lily and I are worth evacuating when resources could save others. The math will be easy. The choice will be impossible. But I'll make it, because that's what engineers do. We calculate acceptable losses. We choose who lives and who transforms. We stand on ridges at night watching rivers glow and pretending in every vibrating figure that builds something we'll never understand. We survive, not because we want to, because the numbers say we have to, and the numbers are always right, even when they're wrong.